And you're at the door.
Yes, I am. So I've got this long line of people dropping off all their stuff, and I got a fire over to the left, and a hole in the ceiling to the right. I'm going to try and cut past the line.
Okay, stop right there for me
Okay?
and roll another perception.
15.
Okay. You see a small cluster of people laid out behind the tables over here that were halfway hidden from your view at the doorway. They all appear to be just sprawled about on the floor and kind of as the tokens are. Not like
Hmm.
piled up or anything. But they don't appear to be breathing.
Great. Dead bodies.
You can continue if you like.
I'd like to.
Alright. At this point you start hearing a few little murmurings from some people, which you might guess might be some displeasement of if he's going to cut the line. But it's all kind of so subtle you're not quite sure if it's just directed at you or if it's kind of like the otherwise murmuring chat that's just, everyone's kind of filling the building with.
Right. So just to make it seem like I'm not cutting the line, I'm going to move a little bit further over. Just trying to get a view of everything.
Mm-hmm. Alright. One more perception, and I think I've got it.
10.
Alright. Almost blending in with the wall itself, there are two large figures made of what look like ice. Either some form of elementals or possibly like golems that are standing just aside of where this secondary set of doors would be for kind of like a back room of this big mead hall. As you saw from the entrance, it's entirely iced over, but now at this point it actually looks like there's two of the elongated tables have been taken up, completely frozen into like blocks of ice, and put up almost like a barricade. There's a good amount of ice on the floor, and it's almost in a spray fashion, like someone's casted frost or some sort of ice explosion from maybe within the room or outside aimed at the door. It's all crystalline around where the door should be.
Hmm. Do I notice what the people are doing that are in line?
Everyone in line seems to be just as unprepared for this cold as the people you've ran into outside. Various of them seem to be bandaged, like their arms wrapped up and legs wrapped about.
Mm-hmm.
They all seem just as jittery, wide-eyed, and half panicked. And they've all got a odd selection of things from a few things like what look like valuables to just someone even just holding a small little like night table, just to furniture looks like.
Hmm.
As you're kind of pondering in line here, your thought is interrupted for a second as the room almost shakes from the footprints of these large ice creatures as they stomp over to the door and each drag one of the icy tables aside. kind of like making a giant doorway of their own as this ice drags and slides across the floor, revealing what looks like a new hole in a wall, which you're not sure was there to start with. As you've never been to this building, it's already got its fair share of holes, but it reveals a hole in the wall, completely shrouded by what looks like a veil of fog. The person, what seems like at the front of the line, eagerly runs in and vanishes beyond the wall, as the large icy figures shove the icy doors back into place.
Essentially, that's a gate. That's an icy gateway. Okay. Hmm. So, my best guess is that whatever these people are gathering is being all. Let's see. Infiltration is not going to be easy without an object and waiting in line. So, I'm going to head over this way towards the fire. And just see what all is going on here. Try and overhear whatever conversations I can.
The people at the fire seem to be about the same, dressed, ill for the weather. They've got a few items with them. There's nothing that would really put this group different than the group in the line, except that everyone here at the fire seems, of any murmurings that you can kind of make out, they all seem to look very distressed. They actively are weeping, and they seem sorrowful. They seem, I guess, less panicked and more griefed.
Okay.
You actually see one of them has a small little, what looks like kind of a half fancy, almost upholstered chair he will chuck into the fire. And then proceed to scoop up a handful or two of these big chunks of coal and toss it in there behind the chair.
So no one's doing any speaking or anything.
This group does not seem, they're not even murmuring as much as, like, say, the line is. They all seem to be kind of to themselves or beside each other with their own tears.
All right. What to do, what to do, what to do. I was hoping to try and gather in. I was hoping that these people would be doing a little bit of chit-chatting so I could gather information covertly, but they're not.
No, he's over there! You hear a voice kind of chime out over the noises. Hey! Hey!
I look around.
You see towards the back of the line, can you see my ping?
Yes.
You see from the line over here a couple hands waving, trying to get your attention. A youngish girl is jumping along outside the line. You! Hey, over here! Tall guy!
I walk over.
It takes you a second, but you do recognize this figure as the little girl that stopped by in the carriage a couple of weeks ago and stopped in and personally knew the beat night. You were introduced to her as Lottie Rothwell, a friend of the beat night from days past who works at this big militant town named Ickett to the west. Sorry, to the east.
Hey,
Tall guy, what are you doing here? She says, quite happy compared to everyone else, and certainly of a different feel to the room.
well, this town is my base of operations, essentially.
Oh, so you finally moved out. Okay, cool, she says, actually with a genuine smile. So, have you come to get some rewards too? She kind of air quotes.
No, I'm trying to find out what happened to everybody. There's nothing but giant snowballs outside.
Yeah, I think they're kind of just like, it's something to do with the storm. Comes the voice of this exotically dressed figure to Lottie's right. Oh, she kind of double takes for a second. Tall guy. She claps her hands together and just points at you. Dave?
Yes. No, Elric.
Dang, so close. Elric. Gonna have to get used to that. Elric. This is my friend Pelly. He used to work with me. This exotically dressed man is kind of got like a poncho-ish look. He's wearing some adornments made out of different selections of fabric. It's almost got a ranger look to him, but a noticeable distinction. He is obviously hobbling on this huge crutch he has lifted up under his arm. He actually looks like he's got a bum leg or almost a broken leg. He'll actively hobble over and outstretch a hand to shake your hand.
I shake his hand.
So, I guess good to meet you. I used to work with Lottie here. Yeah, I think there's something with the storm. It's not snow. It's like summer. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pelly thinks there's a magic storm or something. I'm not quite sure.
I'd have to agree with them, because even if it were to snow in this region, it wouldn't be this much.
I know we usually get a lot of snow over in Ickett, but that's when the winter time comes. So, Lottie says, kind of rocking back on her heels, you still doing the whole looting thing nowadays, or whatever it is you do?
Uh, kinda.
That's good. You gotta make ends meet. I know how that is.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually in a little bit of a rut right now. We, just kinda, she almost gives you the nudge and a wink gesture, kinda lost our jobs.
Oh dear.
We, yeah, used to work for Ickett, which is a kind of a big deal, but, apparently some stupid knights come in out of nowhere and our little governmental body says these guys are more proficient or whatever that means, so yep, we're out of jobs now. But it works out for us. We stole some of their helmets. The two of them will actively reveal two impressive looking knights' helmets kind of from underneath their own cloakings and give a nice little shiny smile.
Well, those are very nice.
Um, haven't, uh, you haven't heard of anyone named Arbiter Sentinels, have you?
Arbiter Sentinels does not ring a bell at this point, no.
Yeah, he showed up out of nowhere and start taking everybody's work.
Hmm.
Here, she hands you one. She hands you her helmet.
I take a look at it.
Anything particular? You just want to give it a
I'm
once over.
I'm giving it a good once over.
It's very it's very large and very heavy. It looks like something like a Templar or even a Paladin would wear. A very sparkling, shining silver lining helmet. It's got like a complete visor. It's adorned with these very miraculous white glistening feathers. The helmet itself almost has like a gold twinge to it, but it almost looks completely made out of like the finest steel or almost the finest silver.
Hmm. What about its size? Would I recognize any type of race that would wear something this large?
It it looks like just a little bit larger than a human, or like a humanoid, but it doesn't look overly misshapen or anything. It's almost
Mm-hmm.
like a complete, like a bucket helmet. It doesn't have a particular shape to it.
Hmm. Any emblems on it?
There's no emblems on it except for it's just very shiny. It's got all the little, golden swirls and sparkles. It's like it's just been well polished.
Okay. Hmm. I return the helmet to Lottie.
She takes the helmet back and kind of looks it over and takes the cuff of her sleeve and tries to buff it a little bit, which you're not sure would do any different.
Hmm. Well, I really hope that you find new employment shortly. It's not good to be idle for too long.
I'm sure we'll find something. Tend to we tend to find jobs. Let's hope the rest of the guys can find whatever it is they're trying to go for. Not everybody took the losing job so well, you know.
Right.
Another loud rumbling as another person escapes through this little fog wall at the front of the line. Oh, you better. Yeah, come on, come on. Lottie kind of drags you, almost tries to drag you by the sleeve, trying to urge you to get back in line.
All right.
Billy kind of hobbles over. It's fine, it's fine. Just get in line. Just come on, come on. He hastily tries to drag you over. So
So what
every.
exactly is going on?
So, yeah. Uh, are you? Do you? She kind of squints and kind of waves her arms in a very unsure manner. Do you do the whole Kringle Fest thing?
Kringle Fest?
Yeah, it's like a winter holiday thing where everyone gets merry and dresses up or something, and uh, like presents and all that.
This is news to me. We used to do something similar where I came from.
Okay, well, uh, in wintertime there's this big holiday festive hoo-ha thing called Kringle Fest, in which there's stories of this guy who goes around the world delivering gifts to people. Just stay with me here. She sees you like really trying to make sense of this. There's this guy known as the Kringle who goes around and gives everyone presents on the night of Kringlefest. He's like a magical gift man.
Oh. Okay.
But for some reason he's here and he's giving people stuff. So we wanted to get in on that. The two of them will kind of shake their helmets like, yeah, we got this.
Why? What? Why would he be here in this town?
I don't know. We just decided to stop by. We wanted to see a few people around here, but, well, this happened.
Hmm.
At this point, people are going to start filing in, one after another, after a few minutes between. And unless you want to do anything particular, I'm essentially just going to wait. You're essentially just going to wait your turn until you hit the front of the line. Unless you want to stop and do something.
Nope, I'm going to... Did you catch that?
You're going to be right about here. I'm not going to move the physical line, I'm moving your position in the line.
Right.
So let me know if you want to do or say anything or anything like that. After a while, you'll get about right here. And you'll be about 2 people behind, 2 people from the front.
Okay.
Right? Then you'll be at the front of the line. The large icy figures will move the gigantic icy tables. Lottie will shout out a little "good luck" as Pelly will hobble forth through the snow and disappear beyond the fog wall.
Now, here's a quick question. Seen anybody return from these doors?
Yes and no. I know there's no one's come out of this door, but there's like a side door around the side that people come from. She points over to this area over here, which is another set of large doors, which look like it could be a secondary, like, back room, but there's obviously a huge chunk of wall missing as well.
Right. So it's kind of like one in, one out.
I think so. I mean, we haven't had a chance to go in yet, so...
Hmm.
The icy giants will pull aside the doors again. She just doesn't even say anything, just looks at you. You can almost see a twinkle in her eyes, and she just gives herself a happy little hop and almost eagerly skips in through the fog wall. As these creatures close back the icy doors again.
Chatting meta with the DM, this is right after the Golden Dungeon, right?
This would be after the dungeon, but before the escort, correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Hmm.
So I should still have the golden gloves on me that are just pure gold.
I would have... Yeah, you'd have those on you. You would have everything you would have taken from the dungeon. I'm not sure what you would have personally stored, like, in your vault or whatever since then. But any items you have gotten from the dungeon you would have, yes.
Just clarifying, because all these people have gifts, and I wanted to make sure I had something on my person.
Okay, you're not completely empty pocketed, but I don't know exactly what you have on you.
Right.
A few more minutes go by. You're starting to get a little impatient. Really, what's on the other side of this door?
Mm-hmm.
Before these icy figures begin to drag the doors aside. Real up close and personal, you can see an obvious veil of almost perfect fog that hides whatever's on the other side of this new hole in the wall.
I walk on through.
Alright. You cautiously but somewhat eagerly step through this fog wall. You can feel the snow crunching underneath your feet as the doors slide behind you. The floor feels cold, it's icy. It takes you a second to adjust your vision as you're hit with an unmistakably bout of coldness. It's very windy in here. It's even colder than the previous room. You will go ahead and already take 5 cold damage. Just like pure frostbite as this wind just rips through you. The only thing really keeping you up right now is your little pet on your back, which is actively giving you heat. It's radiating warmth. This, what looks to be a back room, is completely coated in ice and frost. It's almost snowing in this room itself, but there's no signs of holes in the walls nor ceilings. There's drifts of snow piling up in the corners of the room. There's a large hearth of what look to be frozen ice, or possibly like an interesting display of just like frozen fire. A large mound of what look like treasures, and probably a bounty of treasure, adrift with snow, and a large golden throne seated atop very lazily. And an interesting looking figure seated in the throne, what appeared to be wearing red robes and a very large, like white octopus-like beard and darkened skin.
Curious.
You can already dart around and see a few bodies on the floor as well. They do not appear to be moving.
More corpses. I step forward.
It takes you a few steps to really gain your balance, as the floor is almost legitimately ice. It's not just snow, it's very slick in here as well. Elric Vulpus Shroud. A new one. An interesting voice kind of echoes throughout the room. Well, someone who usually knows what they want. Interesting. Elric. Yes. Go ahead. Step forward, and please tell me what it is that you desire. Have you... But no, you don't partake in Kringlefest, do you?
Not normally, no.
Interesting. Okay, since you're new, I'll explain it to you a little bit. I am the almighty Kringle, and I am here to give the good people gifts. In your case, you can take whatever you would like. You can dream it up if you like, anything. Anything at all. But, in return, I must have something of yours. Whatever notion you decide to take, I will have to take a little notion of my own. Well, you don't really get to choose what I get to have, but you get to choose what you want. And, my little bargain here is that you'll choose your thing, I'll choose my thing, and if when you come back you cannot uphold your end of the bargain, you'll suffer some sort of consequence. If you can, it's all yours. And obviously, since you're new to this, I'd advise you to start off with something small, like a button or a feather, and you can take it from there.
How about something even more simple? Information.
Ooh, information might be a little bit more than you think it's worth, but that's entirely up to you.
I simply want to know what happened to the people of this town.
The people of Boars Wood are much like yourself, people who are just trying to make a living with anything they can. You well as I know that they just try to muddle through the day with the best price they could charm for the stupidest piece of junk. But the people here
Indeed.
are greedy, and they'll do anything for their wildest dreams, as you can see. Friends and neighbors just taking whatever they can to get whatever they desire.
I see.
Now then, would that be all you wanted? Surely there's something else in your mind. Something else you would want.
As much as there are things that I desire, I prefer to achieve those riches by my own hands.
Ah, someone who thinks they can do well by doing good. I respect that. But surely, please don't take me for granted. Don't waste this opportunity here. I implore you. Anything you want. Mind you, I'd start out small, but regardless, anything you want. You'll have opportunities. Everyone gets back in line.
If I had to choose anything, simply a set of new claws would do just fine.
A set of new claws. Yes. Yes, a refurbished set of reinforced steel claws. Leather straps, maybe?
That sounds ideal.
Finger holes for tight fitting? Better grip?
Indeed.
Maybe knuckle studs for that increased damage.
Fair enough.
Is this what you would like?
That sounds ideal.
The figure in the chair raises his hands and swirls them in front of him in a mystical way as a small little blue aura appears about his hands. Before you, right about so, appears exactly what you have just described, your perfect new set of very impressive looking claws. Does this please your taste?
Yes, it does.
Now then, this could be yours for the proper trade. But what would be an equal amount to trade for this? A new set of claws. Not too expensive, but not your everyday trinket. I'd say for these, I would need a good handful of someone else's hair. The room falls silent opposed to the wind whipping around.
As you wish, I say questioningly.
Very well. Come back with the hair, and the gloves are all yours, as the claws kind of float back and kind of lazily land in the treasure pile. A gigantic icy shard will move from the side of the room over here, revealing another hole in the room as one of the ice giants kind of steps in and almost looks at you expectingly.
I walk away.
The room opens up into what looks like a side room. There you see your two previous lion friends who were standing there as the ice giant closes the door behind you. This room also spills out what looks like into the outside. There's another, breach in the door itself. I'm going to replace your tokens here since you know who they are. They both stand there expectingly. So, what'd you get?
There are some impressive looking claws awaiting me for
Ooh.
someone else's hair.
Ooh. They both hold up kind of a small little sack of what already jingles like a large satchel of coin. We went ahead and did we did it our way and just pitched the helmets in and got a little. We'll say we got our next paycheck.
Awesome.
Okay, well, we're going to start thinking of whatever we're going to get next before we hop back in line.
Alright. Are you sure this guy's the real one?
Oh no, I don't do the Kringle thing. I mean, he's offering stuff for things. She kind of shakes this large satchel of coin in your face. We loot! Fat loots! Who cares who he is?
Well, it just seems to me very deal with a demon type of thing.
Loot! She shakes the bag in your face again. Well, if it's a demon, work it their way. Demons like challenges and stuff, and you normally have the whole don't like holy symbol nonsense. I mean, if you're concerned, you can play the room, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I think this over for a bit.
Okay, well, we're gonna go get by the fire. It's really cold out here.
Okay.
Kind of give you a somewhat happy wave as they kind of walk out the room.
I'll head out of the room too. Do I see anything else in here?
There's a few more of these, like, 4-foot snow piles in here as well. There appears to be one person, one body, laying kind of face down over here just at the edge of the snow, but that's it. This room has a large hearth similar to the previous room, but it's obviously not lit.
I'm going to go check out the body first.
The body appears to be an old man. It's well frozen. It's been here a while. Decay hasn't really set in, but it's been dead for a while.
Can I slice off some hair?
You certainly can.
I'll do so.
Your required cut of hair.
Well, that was easy. Oh, okay. I exit the room.
Alright. Back to the same little scene you were set earlier. The line of fidgety people. Little weepers over by the fire.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to... Before I get back in line, I'll head over here and to the fire and try and ask some of these people why they seem to be upset.
Do you say it out loud, or do you say it to anyone in particular?
Um, just out loud.
Alright. Lottie and Pelly kind of noticed you stepped over and said this. They give you a look, but kind of give you a slight shrug. Everyone around the fire, no one seems to properly respond to you. You can tell a few people kind of try and turn their shoulders and try and look away from you. And a few people actually well up and begin to sob a little bit more.
Mm.
Lottie kind of gives you a look like problems.
I can only presume that some people couldn't make their deal and died. Then I get back in line.
Alright. Unless you want to do anything specific, you're just going to wait your turn until the front of the line.
No, just gonna wait.
Alright. The line does move fairly quickly. And next thing you know, you do find yourself back at the gigantic icy doors again. The creatures will pull apart the doors, and the fog wall is revealed yet again.
Mm-hmm. I step on through.
You step on through into a similar room that you've been to just before.
And I step forward.
You will take 5 more cold damage, as it is still freezing in here, and it is very unpleasant. Ah, you've returned. So, can you uphold your end of the bargain?
I step forward to that point and pull out that lock of hair.
Ah. Very nice. It's all yours. The claws begin to float over towards you as a blue aura kind of envelops the little clump of hair and begins to float away from you. The hair gets lazily dumped in this treasure pile, and the claws float just in front of you.
I take the claws in my hands.
They're quite an impressive set of claws. The leather straps, the finger guards, they're much better than your current ones.
I thank you very much.
You're certainly welcome, but surely there's something else that piques your interest. Everybody likes things, everybody wants things, and everybody needs things. Is there something else you'd like?
No, sir. With these, I feel I can forge my way proper.
Hmm. Fair enough. If you ever have the need of anything else, you may... No. That's... You're stubborn at time, Elric. I know how you are. I'm not gonna let you leave until you get just one more thing, this figure persists. You're not really likely to come back. I know you. You're set in your ways, just like your father. So just indulge me here. One small thing if you want. Just one more, and I'm sure that I can entice you to come back if you so happen to find the thing that tickles your fancy.
Well, let me do you one better.
Oh?
What is it you want as a gift?
I merely like to make trades with people. That is my passion.
Then let's make a trade. What is it you want? And I will allow you, let you put up an reward you feel is worth it.
I do admire your gumption here, but I'm afraid that's not how this works. You will supply what you would like, and I get to choose what the trade is. You don't get to decide what I want.
No, I wasn't. Was merely suggesting you put forth what you would like, and you would offer something that you feel is equal to it. You're in control of both of these objects.
Alright then. I would propose that I would like you to decide on something you would like. You can tell this figure does not really want to give in to your bait.
Damn. I thought that was clever.
Surely throughout your entire knowledge, there's something that's just been out of your reach. Something that could have helped you many a times on many adventures. Anything you like, the opportunity anybody wishes for. And you want to just earn it. While I respect that, I find that highly a waste.
I feel anything simply handed to you can be easily taken away.
Well, it's not handed to you here. You'll have to sacrifice something, boy.
Just a little bit of meta right now. Internal thought. He's sound exceedingly like Thaddeus.
I'm not intending that. That's just how it's happening. Metagame-wise,
Okay.
I am not trying for that. I didn't have an established dialect for him, but that's just how it's turning out. But I am not intending that. I can dash those rumors now.
Okay. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Giants. Ice, it's like crystals. What Thaddeus just did. What did Thaddeus just do?
Damn, that actually makes sense. I didn't think about that. Oh, if there was a twist, that would be it. That's cool. But no,
Like,
I couldn't find any ice tokens. That's what I had to use.
so I'm just like,
No, I'm just trying to find a weird little voice for him. I didn't have anything planned, but no, this is confirmed not Thaddeus or anything to do with him.
Okay.
But that's cool. I didn't think about that.
And meta thought still is like, there's not really anything I actually want. I'm just going along for these adventures. See, you know me at conventions. I don't want. I'm just there for the experience.
The voice will chime up as you're very pensive in thought right now, like, what do I want? Maybe things are unclear to you. I can see that. You're not really one to want, but once you see something you might like, you're eager to take it, are you not?
This is true.
So, what would it be that you'd be willing to take? Something something of a weapon? Something of an aid? A new potion? A spell, perhaps? Maybe something more immediate, like warmth or food. It is very cold, is it not?
Well, yes, it is cold. You should know that I don't necessarily have to worry about that too much.
Perhaps not, but over time it could well take its toll. Everyone gets hungry, everyone gets thirsty.
Then here is what I propose. I would like for this town to go back to normal after this current line of trades is done.
Ooh, now that is a very good thing to think about. Very important and very expensive. But it can be done. Is that your is that what you would like?
Indeed.
All right. What I would want in return? I will need the arm of a living person. Left arm, preferably. Could be of any gender, of any age. But a left arm. Maybe just about the shoulder. Maybe a little bit less.
So be it. One question before I leave.
Yes.
Why do you need these pieces of people?
Well, that wasn't part of the agreement. That wasn't part of the arrangement. I'm sure it doesn't make any difference what gets traded for what, as long as the trade commences. It's not always people, mind you. As you can
So be
see
it.
here, quite my collection of things. It's just, obviously, people tend to sell more. The room goes quiet again.
As this is trouble.
The door will slide open and the process will repeat.
This one's gonna be tough. Can the DM please repeat to me what was stated? Left arm preferred, living person.
Living person, left arm, maybe shoulder cut, maybe a little bit less. Could be any gender, any race, or anything. Just a left arm.
Okay. I exit.
It takes a second or two, but you do see Lottie over at the fireplace. She kind of waves you over.
I head over to her.
She will pull from out of her little bag a nice little interesting looking diamond gemstone. It's very shiny and looks very valuable. So, I just traded this for a handful of bullets. What'd you get?
First, I show her the claws.
Ooh! Her eyes light up. Looks like that might have been expensive.
Believe it or not, this was for the hair.
Hair? Oh, right,
Hair.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
But now I have a problem.
What's that?
First and foremost, he wouldn't let me leave without making another deal.
Well, everyone's here to make a deal. I mean, kind of makes sense. You don't just, go in to make a deal and not make a deal.
No, I made a deal once, I went for the reward, and he wouldn't let me leave until I made another deal.
Oh. I...
Suspicious. So I requested that after this current line of trades is done, I motion over to the line of people, that the town go back to the way it was because I'm concerned for the health and well-being of these people.
Oh, that's nice.
He wants someone's left arm.
That's less nice.
That's much less nice.
Lottie kind of looks over to her friend here. Look, just because I'm a doctor doesn't mean I'm gonna do something. What the... Lottie kind of spits on her words. Well, try to lighten the mood, maybe.
No, I have an idea, because he didn't specify race, he just said left and arm. And living. So I have an idea.
Lottie kind of covers her left arm and looks at you very shiftily.
No, Lottie, not you.
Okay, she says, kind of irking
Where's the
across.
nearest kobold nest?
The two kind of exchange looks and look back to you. I don't know.
Because the kobold is a race of bipedal individuals that have...
We know
arms.
what a kobold is, friend. I don't know where they
Yes,
are.
I know, I'm explaining my logic. I apologize.
I
It would fit his criteria.
guess. We're gonna try and weigh whatever's left of our little resources here and maybe start trading in some things of our own.
Be careful, because it seems to me that every time you trade, it gets more and more expensive.
That's how they get you, Lottie says. Keep dragging you back for more.
Just please be cautious, because it seems like he's trying to milk you for all you're worth until you can't pay.
That's fair.
So don't let greed become you.
Gives you a little the okay symbol and a good. I got you.
I walk out of the bar.
You leave the hall. You are back outside. It is snowing. It is cold. You will actually take 10 cold damage.
10. Wow.
It is freezing out here. There's about 2 foot of snow. It's like up to your waist. Really hurts to breathe. Cold air just rips through you. The storm doesn't really look like it's getting worse, but it's certainly not getting any better.
Oh, I fucked that up. Oh, sorry, language.
You're good. You know where you at? You gotcha? You see yourself?
Yeah, I see myself. I'm just working on my health.
Oh yeah.
There we go. So, it seems to me like the more trades and deals this guy makes, the more powerful he's becoming, because I'm fairly certain the snow is his fault. Hmm. So I'm going to need to leave Boars Wood to find an arm.
The closest exit to actual Boars Wood would be almost exactly over here to your character's left-hand side. The hall itself is like on the outer edge of the settlement, so literally the building to your exact left over here is touching the outer wall. And there's a nice chunk of wall missing, which is kind of one of the gates. But as you know, the lay of the land would only empty it out kind of to the edge of the peninsula, and there's not really anything over there.
Hmm.
Are you pretty zoomed in as you were before as well?
Yeah, I see just a mass of snowballs.
Hmm.
Like I see 4 snowballs on my screen and like the edge of one.
Ah, okay.
So, would be best if I, well, again, exit the building, or exit Boars Wood.
Alright. You can move 1 square at a time. It's like waist deep snow.
So 1.
You take one big plummet into the snow, and you just instantly hear a sudden shift of snow as all of these mounds shuffle through the snow, like in sync with you, and halt.
Oh dear. I'm at a loss to what to do next, so I motion for a brief break while I think things over.